Welcome, you absolute legends. I am former friends. I am Pete. I am back, and today I'm going to go over 10 of my favourite fresh fragrances, especially with it warming up now. Spring's definitely here, and I want to give you guys some really good ideas for fresh fragrances. Now, before I get started, I have still noticed a lot of you guys are still watching my content but not subscribed, and you're not liking my videos. If you can give me some likes and some subscriptions, it helps my algorithm so much more. So if you could do that for me, you absolute legends, I would be so grateful. As always, I've got 3 honourable mentions, and I'm just going to kick straight on into it with this little bad boy. It's Dior Higher Energy. Now, this is a hard one to find, but oh my good God. This one, pineapple, juniper, nutmeg, oak moss and sandalwood is in this, and this is a 2003 release, but it's been discontinued. If you can find this, please do yourself a favour. It's one of the most nicest, uplifting, fresh fragrances I've found in a long time. And there's Dior Higher and Higher Energy. There's 2 of them, but the Higher Energy is phenomenal. So if you can find a bottle of this, pick it up. I will tell you now, you're doing yourself proud. My next honourable mention is from a house called Saab, and I've not really known much about it, but she did an essence line, and this is essence number 6. This is vetiver, and it's basically done with Alberto Marias. But oh my God, it is based just around vetiver, but my God, it's a classy, clean, really fresh, uplifting fragrance. And if you can find any of these, again, do yourself a favour, pick them up. They're fantastic. All of them. They've all got a different one. So there's oud, there's rose, there's gardenia, neroli. There's like 10, I think. I've got about half of them, but fantastic fragrance. Again, very clean, very fresh. The last one, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about, and I've watched YouTube channels for a fair bit, and it's Azaro Poram Lou. This one, yuzu, patchouli, lavender and geranium are some of the notes in this, and oh my good God, this thing is so fresh, it's unreal. The yuzu punches right from the top, classy fragrance, released in 2011. You can still find this, but it's getting a little bit more tricky to find, so that's why it's only on an honourable mention. But if you find it, Azaro Poram Low, great fragrance to find. So that's my 3 honourable mentions. Right, we're kicking off in the top 10 list with a really weird bottle. I kid you not. This makes me look a bit gay, and I'm not going to lie. It's carried in Herrera under the sea. However, juniper, angelica, sea notes and cashmere are in this, and this smells really classy, fresh, beautifully done. I have to say the bottle is trash. I hate it. They've also got another one with beasts, kings, and I think the next one's coming out is hot, which come out later on this year. They're all limited editions, but you can still find them here and there. And if you can find it, pick it up. I honest to God, it's great, but I'm going to put this at the back of my collection because I hate the bottle so much. But otherwise, it's great fragrance otherwise. So my number 10. My number 9. Now this one gets hated on a bit, but I kind of understand why, but I don't know why to a extent. It's Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Italian Zest. So in this, it's got lemon, Szechuan pepper, amberwood, and some rosewood, and it is a little synthetic. Not gonna lie, it's one of those fragrances that when you do smell it, you'll go, yeah, it's not the best quality. There's some other ones that are really nice from it, which is Sun as well. That's a nice one from this line. I haven't got Forever, but I've smelt it, and I understand why people like that. It's very authentic, but this one, for the price point, I think it's a really good substitute, especially when the warm days coming in. This will definitely smell super fresh. Number 9, number 8, and I will keep banging on about this company because I think it's massively underrated by a mile. It's Davidoff Cool Water Caribbean Summer Edition. God, imagine saying that when you're drunk. So in this, mint in here, lemon, bit of grapefruit and some juniper. This is one of the freshest fragrances, and it actually performs pretty well as well. I get 7 to 8 hours out of this. It's under 20 quid. I guarantee you, most people will not talk about this fragrance because it says, oh, it's davidoff. And yes, it's a cool water flanker, yes. But what you get out of it, my God, it's so invigorating, so nice and uplifting. It's phenomenal. So if you want a good cheap fragrance that you won't break the bank, try Caribbean Summer Edition by Davidoff Cool Water. Might help you out there. Number 8. Number 7. Now I've spoke about this fragrance a couple of times, and I think it's the most massively underrated one as well. It's from my Armani. It's Strong With You Freeze. I love the bottle. I love the scent. Oh, that ginger and lime combo at the top is just phenomenal. With that glazed chestnut and a bit of vanilla in the base, it's just outrageous. It does perform really well. It gets 8 hours out of mine, even on warmer days. But I do have to worry that this might be getting discontinued after Only's been just released and people are hyping it up. But I honestly think I prefer this over the Only one. So I've done a full review of the Strong With You line and the buying guide. So go check out that one video on my channel. But Strong With You Freeze, fantastic fresh fragrance. Number 6. I'm trashing my caps again. Nothing new, nothing new. And this is from the house of Creed, and quite frankly, it's an amazing fragrance. It's been around nearly 30 years, which is quite impressive. It's Silver Mountain Water, and when I say this thing is gorgeous, oh, it's just so invigorating. So in this, mandarin orange, green apple, blackcurrant and petitgrain are some of the notes in this. This is not cheap, but my God, for 120 mils, and the fact that the only thing I'd say down about it is not a very good performer. It gets me about 6 hours in the nice warm weather, and it does get you compliments, but the price point is quite high for what you get. But it is Creed, and they will charge you more because it says Creed, and that's how they are. But other than that, it's a fantastic fragrance, and it really will transport you back to a place where it's like quite like a beach, that sort of vibe. It definitely does it for this one. So my number 6, Silver Mountain Water by Creed. One day I'll get them right. Right, now my top 5. This also gets a ton of hate, and I kind of understand why, but I can't deny how good it is. It's in Paco Rabanne, Invictus, the original. C notes, jasmine, bay leaf for some of the notes in this, and this thing does have that bubblegum fragrance. It looks cool on yourself, and it does work, and I can't deny that this still to this day will work. Even nearly a decade old, the fragrance works. It just does. I can't help it. It's one of the best fresh fragrances out there. So again, people are still buying it for a reason. It's Paco Rabanne Invictus, and that's my number 5. My number 4 is a discontinued fragrance, and you're going to go, Pete. Why the hell have you put a discontinued one in your top 10 list? And I'll tell you why, because it's still available. If it wasn't available, I wouldn't put it in there. So it's from the house of Mont Blanc. It's Presence, and this one, cinnamon, apple, tonka, and amber are some of the notes. Now, it is a very fresh fragrance, but again, it's still got some backbone with some of those notes in there, like the jasmine, the guyatwood, and all the rest of it. And the bay leaf as well in there is quite nice. It gives you a little and backbone, but again, you can pick this up for under 25 quid still. So if you can find this one, please pick it up. It's a great fragrance. Mont Blanc Presence should be on your radar. It's been over 20 years since it's released, so, and they've got Presence Cool as well, which I've also got. They're both great fragrances. If you can find either of them for a good price, pick them up. They're well worth finding. Right, the big 3. And now, number 3, it's probably my most longest lasting fresh fragrance I've got on the whole of this list. And this does perform really well. From the house of Parfums de Marly, it's Greenley. Green apple, cashmere and cedar and some violet in this, and this really does perform well. Parfums de Marly are known for doing good long fragrances, so this one again does not disappoint. It definitely works. And again, it lasts 10 plus hours on my skin, especially in warm weather. Works fantastically well. Office friendly. All of these are office friendly. I'll be honest with you. But this one, you won't have to reapply. That's the one good point about it. I will say one other thing about Parfums de Marly. Get the bigger bottles. They're worth getting the extra 50ml. They're only about 40 quid more. If you're going to spend that money, you might as well get the big bottle. I'll be honest with you. So it's number 3, Parfums de Marly Greenley. Now, also on Parfums de Marly, most people don't like the fresh fragrances, but I think they're really, really good. Number 2. Now, this is a bit of a controversial one because of what the note breakdown is, but I'll explain why. It's Lolita, lempicka, poram. Now, it's got rum, and first of all, you're going to say, Pete, it's got rum in it. So how's it a fresh fragrance? It's also got licorice in. And again, you're going to go, Pete, if you lost your damn mind. But it's got some rosewater and orange blossom, which freshens everything up. So when you're thinking that it's got all this heavier things, it really doesn't. The freshness comes from the rose and the orange blossom, which makes it a great fresh fragrance. But because it's got that backbone of like other notes in it, it actually lasts a decent amount of time. This is good 8 hours. And for the price you get this for, it's about 30 quid. Definitely off most people's radars because of the note breakdown. I promise you now, it's one of the best fresh fragrances you'll ever find. And this is number 2, Lolita lempicka poram. Which brings me to my number uno. And when I smelt this for the first time, I swear to God, I thought I was on a ski resort and I was just got blasted with a bit of snow just come straight into your face. It's from the house of Bulgari. It's glacial essence, and oh my good God. Juniper and ginger, sandalwood and ginger, and sandalwood and musk, sorry, is in this. But this opening to this is phenomenal. It really pops off your skin, and especially the warmer the day, this pops even better. It has been around for a couple of years, but I don't know if it's a limited time release or not. Sometimes it's easy to find, sometimes it's not. But if you find it, please pick it up. It's an absolute underrated gem from the house of Bulgari. Glacial essence. Definitely worth your noting about this one. So that's my top 10 list. Right, so there you have it. My 10 fresh fragrances I think people should know about. Massively underrated, some of them. But as always, I'd like I say earlier, if you give me a subscription and you could like to give me some thumbs up, really will help me out massively. So I do appreciate that. But as always, I've got one extra one. It's from the house of Givenchy. It's gentlemen only, and this one is such a fresh fragrance. It's unreal. Oh, it's nice. And it even tells you on the notes on the back, so, you know, can't say I'm lying. It's got birch leaf, cedar, patchouli, and some vetiver. And again, it's a really classy fragrance. This is the EDT concentration. And again, you can find these on like places like eBay at times. But again, Givenchy does really classy fragrances. This one, massively underrated hidden gem. If you can find one of these, I promise you now, you can wear this to work and everyone will love what you smell like. So that's my bonus one. So there you have it. 10 fresh fragrances that I think most people should look at. If you want a top 10 list, a fragrance review, or a question, please hit me up. As always, I'm on Instagram for my fragrances. And as always, you absolute legends. Smell amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.